Welcome everyone. It's Lauren. I have a really nice low back tune-up here for you today. So whenever you're ready, you'll come down to lie onto your back and plant your feet. Slowly roll and unwind the spine down to the floor. And take your feet wide to the edges of your mat. Knock your knees together. And decide if you want your arms comfortable at your sides, palms up or down, or maybe connect your hands onto the front of your body so you can be more connected with your breath. And close your eyes and take a deep breath in, and then open mouth exhale. And one more like that. Inhale deeply and exhale out through your mouth. And seal the lips together. Breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your nose. And draw your inner awareness down to your sacrum, very low back. The back of your pelvis is an upside down triangle. It's a pretty small space at the base of the spine. And see if you can send your breath into the sacrum, breathing out from the center to the two sides at the back of the pelvis, noticing what feels softer when you exhale. And take 2 more big breaths here. And so heel your feet underneath your knees. Your knees will come apart. Take your hands down at your side. Maybe open your eyes, but feel free to stay inward as we move through these sets of shapes. Now, on your inhale, tilt the fronts of your hips forward towards the thighs. The low back will leave the ground. And on your exhale, slow tuck and lift just a little bit the tailbone off the ground. So you'll feel your low spine and the sacrum against the floor. And inhale, slowly tilting forward. Exhale, press the low spine gently against the mat, a little tuck of the tail. So 3 more like that. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, tilt the pelvis forward. And exhale, slight tuck of the tail. Last one, inhale and exhale. And then let the pelvis come to neutral and notice how there's a little space in the low back away from the ground. Draw your knees inward at your chest and take your hands to the fronts of your shins. And the rocking on the 2 sides of your spine really gently. Maybe lifting the knees up and in more towards your chest, feeling the tail lift off the floor, feeling the mid-spine, so the muscles around your spine pressing to the mat and feel really nice. Draw your knees forward over your hips and take your hands onto the fronts of your knees, your kneecaps. And you'll turn your knees over towards your right. Pull them up towards your chest, a little bit of a tail off the ground. Knees over towards your left, and then knees back to center. So 2 more in that direction. Really feeling the back body against the ground, using the floor to move into this space. Give yourself a little massage, and then we'll reverse it. So knees back to center, knees move over towards your left, so leaning to the left side a little, knees to chest, knees over towards your right, and knees back to that start point. 2 more in the left moving direction. And still breathing the whole time. And then pause there, knees over the hips once again. And you can keep your hands here, or maybe take your hands back down to your sides. Close your eyes so you can visualize the back of your pelvis, the sacrum, once again, the upside down triangle. Lean over slightly towards the left side of the sacrum, and you'll trace and press the back very gently along the middle of the sacrum, all the way over towards the right side. Then tip yourself slightly forward so you can feel that front edges of the sacrum to the tailbone. And from there, imagine you can draw a really tiny circle inward towards the center of the sacrum. So it's really, really subtle. It's a tiny little move. And you'll circle it back out from the center, moving towards the left, down to the tail, out to the right edge, up to the back of your sacrum, and back to the left where we started. And then we'll do that again, starting on the right side. So leaning slightly to the right side of the sacrum, move along the back edge, all the way over towards your left, slightly tip forward. So you'll feel how the knees move a little bit forward of the front hips, over towards your right side. And then from there, you might have to close your eyes so you can visualize it, press the sacrum into the ground, but you're moving a little bit more towards the center of it as you spiral in to the center. And then reversing that, not in any rush, really trying to articulate this move, spiraling to the tail, back to the left hip, to the back top of the sacrum, and over to your right. And from there, let that go, knees into the chest, rock on the spine side to side. And one more thing here, the knees will move forward. You can flex your feet if you want to. Hands at your sides, palms face down. And we'll do this thing called pelvic walking. So lean to your left, reach out through the right sit bone, place the right side down, reach out through the left sit bone, place the left side down. So it's kind of like you're doing a little bicycle with your legs here in space, leaning slow from side to side, and you could go even slower than I'm doing this. You could maybe pick up the pace a little bit, but that might take away from like the specificity of what we're working with here. It's really trying to massage the sacrum, the low back into the ground. And so you could always do this for a lot longer, like 2 or 3 minutes, but we'll take 2 more on each side. And then let that go. So knees to the chest. Take your feet down to the floor. Cross your right ankle over your left knee for figure 4. Flex your right foot. And you can say like this, if this is enough, press your right palm to your inner right thigh. Breathe into what you feel, the outer hip, the inner leg line. Maybe draw your legs up and in at your chest. And if you flex both of your feet, the legs are active. Draw your legs towards your chest. You don't have to use the arms, but if you like that extra support, take your right hand in between the triangle of your legs and interlace your hands behind your left thigh. And about 5 or 6 big breaths here. And breathing into the low back. Maybe staying still, or 3 more breaths. You could take a tiny tip from side to side. And 1 more inhale. And the full exhale. And you'll let go of your hand bind, set the foot down to the floor, the left one. Tip your legs over towards your left and pause here. The hands could stay on the front of the belly. Your arms can kind of tee out from your heart if you'd like. As you press your right ankle into your left knee, The right knee is moving towards the sky. And so if you kind of let this leg collapse, try to press that leg towards the left leg to stay active. And if you want to, the left hand can reach over towards your right ankle, one part of the bind. Reaching with the right hand for your left foot requires a little bit more effort. You'll sit up, grab the top of your foot, and then try to bring both of the shoulders back down to the floor. And so this one is putting some effort into the pose. If you'd rather be more relaxed than this, you don't have to take the bind. But if you're enjoying this, it can feel really nice for the outer hips and get some extra space through the top side bodies, the QLs, the low back. Take 2 more breaths here. And gently releasing the bind, tipping your legs back to center and swapping over to your other side. So cross your left ankle over your right knee. And decide if you're moving the legs up and in at your chest. Maybe adding in that bind. Interlace hands behind your right thigh. Keep both feet flexed. Draw your legs inward, but also press the legs into your bind if you have your hands there. And about 3 more breaths. Maybe you're taking that small shift of the weight side to side. And remember, if you're practicing this at home and you want more time here, definitely stay for longer. You could stay there for maybe up to 2 minutes or so. When you're ready, set your right foot down. Tip your left foot straight over to the side, keeping the figure 4 legs. And then deciding, do you want that bind? Right hand to the top of your left ankle. And your right hand could reach down for the top of your right foot if you want to. And so readjusting the shoulders so that they're on the ground. And taking some deep breaths. And releasing the bind if you have it. Coming back to center, both feet onto the ground. Reach your arms up overhead and take your legs out long from your hips. And your hips will stay anchored here. Take both of your arms over to the top right corner of your mat, both of your heels to the bottom right corner of your mat. And this is our banana pose. You can take the left wrist into your right hand for a bind and crossing one ankle over the other. I think it's kind of a personal preference how that feels in your body. So you'll just choose which ankle helps anchor down your left leg here into this. And so moving into this pose and then relaxing the muscles, letting your bones be heavy. Notice if you're gripping the teeth together or if your tongue is up at the roof of your mouth, letting the face relax more so your shoulders and your neck can be heavy. And 5 more big breaths into the left side body. Also noticing if the legs are really tense at all, softening your muscles at your thigh bones. Letting the ankles just be heavy, the toes be relaxed. And take 2 more breaths. And softly release the binds. Take the legs through center for a moment. And just let the legs relax out from the center lines. The toes can flop out towards the sides, heels in. And then move it to your other side. So arms extend. Take the hands over to your left. Move the shoulders a bit if you need to. Take both of your heels over to the bottom left. And then maybe repeating the same type of bind you did with the ankles and that you did with the wrists. So right wrist into the left hand on this side. And big breaths into the right side body. And for the last 5 breaths, notice where you feel all of this. So perhaps the outer leg line, the IT bands, possibly through the side obliques and through the rib cage, up under your arm. The last 2. And last breath in. And the full breath out. And releasing yourself back to the center of your mat. Readjusting where your hips have landed if you need to. And let your arms fall along at your side bodies and your legs rather, extend long from your hips. And feel a heaviness in your bones. And scan through the body just to notice maybe how that felt for the low back, what feels different. And notice if there's anything you're still holding in the body that maybe you would like to address. Just to be aware, just to notice. And you can stay and rest as long as you want to. And when you're ready, you'll pull the knees up and in at your chest. From palms to the front shins. Rock gently on the 2 sides of your spine. You reach up your right arm overhead and roll over to the right side of your body. Pause here, tucked in towards yourself. And use your hands to guide yourself back up to a tall seat. Eyes can stay closed the whole time, or reclose your eyes once you come onto the sit bones. And take your left hand to your heart and your right hand to your belly. And tuck your chin down towards the heart center. And hold gratitude here for yourself and your practice, this self-tending and care that you worked into your day. And anything you're holding in your mind's eye or sending out into the universe, draw that into the heart center. And bring your palms to prayer. And draw the thumbs up to the third eye. And bow down to yourself, to your practice, and the shared energy together. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed.